Hi, what's going on, guys? Try back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about who is my favorite character for The Walking Dead Season 4 so far. So this one was suggested by YouTube user Golden X Beast. Want to thank you for the video suggestion. I've been taking into account a lot of video suggestions lately, trying to do ones that I find are still interesting and engaging because, of course, it's been a few weeks now since Too Far Gone premiered, and I've been doing a video every day, so it's hard to keep going, because you run out of good topics, and then you get into some topics where it's like, should I do a video on it? Should I not? But for this one, I felt like this was a good enough one to do because if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that my favorite character up until pretty much now, I want to say, has been Shane from The Walking Dead. TV series anyway. The comic book Shane sucks, but the TV series Shane was my favorite character for The Walking Dead TV series. Now, that said, obviously he was only around for the first 2 seasons. I mean, Jon Bernthal's even got his own new show now with Mob City, which may or may not get renewed for a second season. But, it's been a couple years. So, has anything really changed in the overall scheme of things? Well, I did really enjoy the first 2 seasons with Shane as having such a huge concentration, especially the second season. It was like a highlight of the second season for me was what they did with Shane in the season. I thought it was great. But since then, I think it makes sense to talk about my favorite characters excluding him because he's no longer in the series. Never going to be again, of course. So for Season 4, the first half of Season 4, which character do I think really stood out to me or was my favorite to see in the season? Well, this one is kind of a tough one. If you're talking about like the new characters, the newly introduced characters, can I say, is it rude to say I don't like any of them? I mean, let's see. Who's been cool that's been introduced for Season 4? Lizzie? Yeah, that'd have to be the coolest new character they've introduced, in my opinion, I'd have to say. It's weird to say, but I think so. I mean, who else did we get? Tyrese? No, he was Season 3, so he doesn't count. I'm talking like your new Season 4 characters. If you're counting season, I guess Tyrese would be if you're counting Season 3. Aside from that, everybody else like that we've had, the new characters, maybe some of the characters from the governor's side, from that camp were pretty cool. I think Tara's an interesting character. She adds a human element to the whole thing because she's afraid to go into a gun battle. I mean, she's a girl. I mean, well, even guys too. I mean, you're going to run into a gun battle over some stupid prison or something. I mean, so she's kind of an interesting character. I mean, there's a good amount of new characters that are okay, but I wouldn't say any of them would be like my favorites. So maybe my favorite out of the new ones would be Lizzie and Lizzie and Tara, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, probably. so that's how the new ones. But my favorite overall that we got to see in Season 4, well, right off the bat, I mean, Rick is always a lot of fun. I thought that Rick's part in Season 4, the first half, was really good. The battle at the end, especially the Carl Don't Look Back thing and all of that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's his show, so we've seen him a lot. It didn't really stand out to me as the best Rick stuff we've seen in the series. Like, the best Rick stuff we've seen was probably with Shane, after that with Lori, and all those kind of things that happened between Season 2 and 4, or 3, 2 and 3, I'd have to say. So probably my favorite character overall from Season 4 would have to be between, I want to say there's 2 would be between. It would probably be between Daryl and what's gone on with him this season, just seeing him take out the tank, lots of great action sequences. I mean, a lot of it's much the same as earlier on, but it feels like to me that he's even more badass now, like he's more practiced, he's more honed, his skills are better, like throwing that grenade in that tank, that was like, man, that was like the ultimate like badass moment for The Walking Dead. So Daryl would have to be up there. But I'm sorry to say, people are going to go crazy if they're watching this video to hear me say this, but I would have to say my favorite character for Season 4 would have to be the Governor. Yeah, I would. Man, in Season 5, when they reintroduced him and that music was the intensity and everything, well, it wasn't like that, but you know what I'm saying. The hairs on my arms just stood up. I was so excited to see the governor return. And now people have been divided on this, how they felt about what they did with the governor. Some people hated the all governor episodes, the two we got before Too Far Gone. That'd be episodes, let's see, 6 and 7, right? Because 8's Too Far Gone, right? Yeah. So a lot of people hated those episodes. I actually loved those episodes. I found them to be very refreshing and just different, because the last thing you want is for the whole series, every episode, to seem exactly the same. That drives me nuts with shows when everything is the same all the time and there's no change. What's the point in doing a TV show if there's no change? It's like, I don't know, episodic type things. I like to see things happen and stories progress and things change. I want to see stuff happen, which is one of the reasons why I love The Walking Dead so much, is because it changes so much as we go through it. Different characters, different survivors, different environments, all these different types of things. And the change in the governor, I think, is great stuff. It's the TV series version, not the comic series version. The TV series, David Morrissey's governor, was just amazing, man. And I liked him more in Season 4 than I did in Season 3. In Season 3, I thought he was badass and he was really cool the way he was introduced. In Season 4, it made us actually feel bad for him, that he'd become this monster that did this to Woodbury and Andrea, Milton, and everybody else there. And then it humanized him again with giving him this new family. Almost made you want to root for him, at least, well, for me, as like I did that video, who am I rooting for the mid-season finale, Too Far Gone. And in a lot of ways, yeah, I kind of wanted the governor to win. So, man, and now the second that he slashes Herschel in the neck is like where I go back and I'm like, oh, that's right. He's an asshole. I forgot. I totally forgot he was an asshole. But, but I gotta say, man, yeah, Daryl was cool and everything, just killing Mitch like that, the whole thing, like looking at him and just kind of holding it to making him realize where he's at. It was cool, the tank thing, the zombie human shield. It doesn't get much more badass than that, but I think the governor trumps him. Rebuilding an entire group in 2 episodes, convincing them to attack the prison, getting a tank, Mitch, the tank operator, and attacking the prison and, just destroying the whole place. I loved it. I loved it. And I'm sad to say, or I'm sorry to say, that I think if I was actually in a zombie apocalypse, who would I be more like? Would I be more like Rick, or would I be more like the governor? I think at first I'd be like Rick, but after about 2 or 3 years, I can see a lot of people, becoming more like the governor. Screw everybody else. The second somebody robs your camp, or kills some of your people and takes your stuff, you're going to change your whole philosophy on how to deal with other survivors in the real world that aren't a part of your group. And I feel like the governor has done that, and I love the stuff from David Morrissey's governor in Season 4. It made the season for me. The sickness, illness stuff it was okay. It was pretty good the first time. On first viewing, it was good. But man, the governor attacking the prison, just the governor himself, my favorite character for Season 4. Yeah, you got to have a good bad guy. If you want to have a good, good guy versus bad guy type matchup, Batman's not that interesting if you don't have the Joker. I mean, just look at the ratings for some of the movies and stuff, right? You look at the Dark Knight trilogy and everything. The Dark Knight is widely recognized as the best. The others, they're okay. There's no Joker. The villains aren't as interesting. You got to have great villains. And the governor is a great villain, and I really enjoy David Morrissey's performance and how he took on the governor. So yes, as a video suggestion, video response, video topic, wanted to go out there and say my favorite character for Season 4, based on those episodes themselves, I would have to go with the governor. He turned out to be an insane villain. Whoever they pick for Negan, I think, eventually, and also the leader of the Hunters, if we see him, they're going to have their work cut out for them, because they're going to have to try to surpass what David Morrissey did as the governor, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Epic, epic stuff, man. Anyway, thanks for the video suggestion, and thank you guys for all of them, not just the ones that get done, but the ones that don't too. Thank you for all the ideas, and I'm going to keep trying to do a video every day for The Walking Dead going forward. Eventually, I'll probably run out before the show returns. Yeah, probably. But I'll do pretty much as many as I can. I don't expect everybody to like all of them. Maybe there are some that people say, oh, you shouldn't have done this one, you shouldn't have done that one. They might think that about this one. But you know what? I got to stay in the habit of doing it, because if I break the habit and I stop doing it, then next thing you know, there won't be any for weeks, that type of thing. So anyway, let me know what you guys think, who your favorite character was for the first half of season 4 in particular, who you enjoyed watching the most, and who pressed the action, who made the story for you and made you tune in to watch The Walking Dead for season 4, at least the first half. Let me know, guys. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.
You see, Milton,
You kill, or you die. Or you die, and you kill. Either way, somebody's dying.